Last time, we concluded the Future Saga, with the group being victorious against Zamasu and Hit Black, thanks to some help from Hit and Goku. As we head towards the Tournament of Power, what's going to happen from here on out? We'll be seeing all that and more in Part 5 of What If Vegeta Trained Gohan. Considering he's still training a lot, Vegeta eventually does unlock a new level of himself, earlier than he normally would. Mainly thanks to all the changes to him here, it gives him a really big head start and allows him to unlock Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, not requiring the tournament to do so. Naturally, when he does this, he wants to test out his power further, so first he fights Goku. And with Goku utilizing Blue Kaioken, the two have a pretty good match, but it seems like Vegeta might be ahead, especially because now, Goku has to get used to being alive again, and how that affects his power. But Vegeta also wants to fight against Gohan and test his current strength, so briefly he does come to Beerus' planet to try this. Vegeta wins pretty easily, but Gohan tells Vegeta they can't stop, they need to keep fighting. He feels like he's falling behind. Even though he's been training this whole time, he still feels like he's not accomplishing what he needs to. Whatever he's trying to access beyond his current power, he still isn't there yet. He still doesn't even know what it is, and it's been years. He needs Vegeta and Goku to help, especially if it's not something related to Super Saiyan. They're not too sure about it, but Vegeta does know one way of how to do this. Like he did against Cell, Gohan's gonna have to force his power out of necessity. If Gohan really wants the power that badly, this is really the only thing they could try at this point. And Gohan really has no clue of how else to draw it out. He knows rage is a trigger for his power, but he hasn't really felt that in a while either. And as much as Vegeta tries to help, this is really just a beatdown. It can't really accomplish too much for them. This isn't some sort of high-stakes opponent that he's facing. This is a friend of his teacher. And especially against Goku, this won't work either. Goku couldn't even get Gohan to unlock Super Saiyan 2 when they were in the time chamber together. They did get close, but he needed Cell to push that out. And as for Vegeta, he didn't even get to see a glimpse of Gohan's true strength. But Gohan does remember, when they were in Trunks' timeline and Trunks just healed him, he felt a weird surge of power within him. But then nothing after that. There has to be some sort of way to harness it. And Beerus finds this all pretty interesting too. He's going to keep an eye on Gohan, even though he's not really the main focus right now for Beerus. Actually, he's never really been a focus for Beerus, but now, he's seeing something different. Zeno eventually does get bored, and thanks to seeing the Universe 6 tournament, this leads to the Tournament of Power happening. If anything, it might actually happen a little bit sooner just because without another Zeno to help him, he's probably going to get bored really quickly. We have pretty much the exact same lineup for the team. As for the 10th member, Gohan actually even considers recruiting Videl, or even maybe Goten or Trunks, since they don't have many other options. But then he has the perfect idea. He's about to suggest recruiting Yamcha, but then Goku has an even better idea. If they need someone really strong, why not bring Frieza back for a day? Wait, what? Pretty much exactly like normal, Goku suggests recruiting Frieza, which leads to it being the exact same team, because Frieza's revived for a day. And since the team is pretty much the exact same, with the only slight differences being in people's strength, a lot of the tournament goes pretty normally for the most part, besides Universe 6 maybe having trouble to use Super Saiyan on their own. But considering how easily they unlocked it regardless, I could at least see Kale probably getting it still, so Universe 6 is slightly weaker, Universe 7 slightly stronger. And I guess that's really it. Vegeta's a little bit stronger from the get-go thanks to already having Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. For Goku, everything kind of balances out and puts him around the same level of power. And as for Gohan, since he's been training so much, even without having his potential awakened, he's notably stronger, but not by an absurd amount that's going to let him one-shot everyone here. He still is only using Super Saiyan 2 and 3 after all. So with all that and the teams being the exact same, for the most part, the tournament goes pretty much the same. With the only exception being that there's no exhibition match because Zeno doesn't need that. Including Goku having a catalyst for his own new form too, Ultra Instinct. Surprising everyone there with his strength because they haven't really gotten to see Goku fight this well, especially Beerus. To see him use Ultra Instinct, it's amazing. He's glad that he brought Goku to his planet. But there is one pretty big change, mainly between Frieza and Gohan during the tournament. There is a point where they actually do have to fight together, but Frieza has a newfound hatred for him. Of course, he hates all Saiyans, especially Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, but after facing Gohan during Resurrection F, he's got a newfound hatred for Gohan. He could probably have fun with this Saiyan. More importantly, he can get his revenge on this Saiyan. Surprisingly enough, even seeing that those other two Saiyans are gods now, somehow Gohan is keeping up with them, without godly ki or anything. Not that Frieza knows anything about that really, but still, he had to face Gohan one-on-one before. And even as they are now, Gohan still might match his golden form. And with Frieza coming back to life fully after the tournament, this leads to the Broly stuff happening just like normal, at least the recruitment of Broly. But once Broly gets to Earth, there is already a pretty big change. Goku and Vegeta of course arrive as the welcoming party for him. But right as Vegeta starts fighting Broly, Gohan then rockets over to help, sensing that there's some threat here and he didn't even realize. He could sense Broly's power from so far away, as well as Vegeta's too. He gets there right as Vegeta's fight with Broly finishes, right before Goku's about to swap in. And Goku still does jump in because he's been waiting his turn. But Gohan does warn them, if things get really bad, he's gonna jump in. He knows that Goku wants to have a one-on-one. But they do have to be careful here, and Goku tells him not to worry, it's gonna be fine. He's got this under control. Pretty quickly, they see Goku doesn't have this under control. Well, at first he kinda does, especially after he goes Super Saiyan Blue. It seems like he's actually handling Broly pretty well. But then Frieza kills Paragus, causing Broly to transform into his Super Saiyan, and they can feel his immense power. Like, yeah, Super Saiyans are strong, but not like this. This is unlike anything they've ever seen. Especially with how he was fighting before this entire time, it's pretty clear to them that this guy's no normal Saiyan. And Gohan wonders if it's something like him. Could he be like a hybrid or something? And Vegeta says it's not likely. Apparently, Broly's about the same age as them, judging by what Paragus said, which means that he's probably a pure Saiyan, and maybe some sort of mutant. Especially if his father did something to wrong them, that means they were on planet Vegeta at the time. Which makes this even stranger. A pure Saiyan being this strong? How is that even possible? How did he mutate that much? Vegeta then powers up into Blue Evolution, and Gohan powers up into Super Saiyan 2. Now, this entire time, Gohan has been using the Super Saiyan 2 to 3 switch. He's been utilizing it a lot, so much in fact that it's pretty much instant when he switches to 3. He never really uses 3 on its own. It's so well optimized that it seems like he's using Super Saiyan 2 the entire time, and then somehow powering himself up right at the last second. But ever since fighting Zamasu, Vegeta has noticed something strange with Gohan. Maybe it's that same power that Gohan felt before, but it seems like whenever he powers up into Super Saiyan 2, briefly there's a weird change in his aura that's not like Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta, of course, knows that it usually has sparks of electricity around it, but for some reason, right when Gohan powers up, those sparks of electricity look a little bit different than normal, looking red instead of a bluish-green color. But it's only for a brief moment, and after he powers up completely, it's gone. It probably doesn't mean anything, though. It might just be a weird quirk that he has. And he sees it again here, too. Maybe it's due to him optimizing Super Saiyan 3 and evolving it somehow. And this is some new inherent trait he has. But little did they know, that's not even close to the explanation. They go in to help Goku fight Broly, and Gohan yells at Goku to not hold anything back. Even though Kaioken's not too efficient here, he's gotta use it. So together, Blue Evolution Vegeta, Blue Kaioken Goku, and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan fight Broly. And Goku tells the two of them to grab on. He'll teleport away. He's actually got a good plan here, something that they haven't used before, but it should work pretty well. He's gonna teleport them to Piccolo, and mostly he needs Vegeta's help here. So Gohan says he'll stay back, just to make sure Broly doesn't move out of here. He says he'll be fine. He's going to be fighting defensively, and he's not going to be attacking Broly at all. He'll basically work as bait. Goku and Vegeta fly away. Flying towards Frieza, Gohan then careens into another direction, quickly going Super Saiyan 3 so he can use his maximum speed. And at the same time, Goku and Vegeta teleport. Gohan then lowers his power dramatically, trying to remain hidden and make it look like he teleported away. Gohan completely forgot that Frieza was there the entire time. Maybe he could be a better bait for the time being. And the plan works. Goku and Vegeta get away, with Gohan staying behind, and Frieza not realizing that Gohan's even there, because he was too focused on the giant hulking monster behind him, instead of realizing that Gohan's pretty much right next to him. Frieza goes golden and starts fighting Broly, with Gohan watching on the sidelines, and it's taken kind of a long time for Goku and Vegeta to get back. Of course, the whole fusion thing's going on. Now, it's a little bit easier to convince Vegeta because the experience with Vegeta was better beforehand, but convincing is half the battle because now they need to get the fusion dance right. And Gohan's surprised that Frieza's surviving all this too. Broly's so much of a good distraction for Frieza that he doesn't realize that Gohan's there the entire time. But at one point a stray ki blast does come his way, and it's an actual stray ki blast, not like what killed Paragus. So briefly Gohan does have to use his power to block it, with Frieza catching sight of him too. But thankfully the timing's not too bad because the second this happens, Gogeta then teleports in, leaving Frieza confused and Gohan a little bit confused, but then he realized that it's some sort of fusion thing. Goku actually did mention this to him before. After fusing into Vegito, Goku recounted learning fusion in another world. A different kind though, so Gohan eventually gets what it is. As Gogeta starts to fight Broly, that leaves Frieza to his own devices, and with Gohan there, he's got a score to settle. Frieza then launches right towards Gohan. Now, he is a little bit beat up, but given his durability and all, this is like nothing to him. And Gohan can tell that Frieza's grown during the tournament, and Frieza can note the same of Gohan as well. He's a lot stronger than their last encounter. Of course, he felt it during the tournament, but he wasn't on the receiving end of Gohan's power. And now, actually fighting here, Frieza realized that he's actually above Gohan now, and he can finally get his revenge. Well, if Broly doesn't succeed in killing the other Saiyans, whatever. He'll at least get to kill one of them here. Not just that, but he can destroy this entire planet. That's an easy way to kill them all too, although he doesn't really like the idea of doing that. He wanted to savor the moment after all, but at least that way, it prevents them from ever coming back, especially because the Dragon Balls will be destroyed alongside it. And Gohan can tell Frieza's dead serious. Obviously he is. The last time they faced each other, he saw the same exact evil within him. I mean, it's Frieza after all. But there he had the advantage. Here he doesn't. And Frieza takes joy in this, and he taunts Gohan, asking him what's wrong. What, not enough power to defend Earth and his family now? And that strikes a nerve with Gohan. How does Frieza realize he has a family? Well, Frieza's not stupid. He has info on all of them here. He doesn't know exact specifics, but he heard it mentioned in brief passing before the tournament began, even though he didn't get to see them. He thought maybe he was just referring to Goku's family, But then it hits Frieza. He realizes that Gohan has a family of his own too, which makes this even more fun, as he taunts Gohan more and more. Gogeta's fight with Broly reaches its conclusion, but just as Gogeta's about to finish it with a Kamehameha, he feels a huge surge of power that distracts him. When he looks back at Broly, he sees that he teleported away. Gogeta doesn't know how or why, but Broly escaped. But what is that power that he sensed? In the distance, there's a pillar of blue ki, with sparks of red electricity around it. Goku, of course, has noticed the same thing that Vegeta had before. And Gogeta's first thought is that Gohan's finally done it, unlocking whatever power that he was supposed to get before. Gogeta teleports over to the area and sees Gohan absolutely demolishing Frieza. But Gogeta teleporting in is the briefest distraction for Gohan, allowing Frieza to launch a blast at the surface of the planet, forcing them to jump in and stop it. Frieza then quickly launches up into space, using this as an opportunity to escape Earth. And then Gogeta gets to see Gohan clearly. His hair's grown longer and it's a silverish color. His aura, of course, has completely changed, and his eyes have turned red too, with some other slight changes to him. Gohan finally got the catalyst that he needed, and it was Frieza. And obviously with Gogeta being both Goku and Vegeta, Gogeta is really proud here. In the heat of the moment, Gohan didn't even realize he transformed, at least not until he started beating Frieza up. And he still is pretty mad, especially because Frieza got away. Gogeta apologizes, but Gohan says it's not his fault. As amazing as this new power is, he fell back into his old ways. He let his anger blind him briefly. Maybe it's because he hasn't faced an opponent that made him that angry in a while. It's something he should have known because Vegeta and him worked to solve this exact problem before. Maybe he actually did need that, not just because it helped him unlock a new power, but helped him realize that he still has flaws he needs to work on. At least rework on, because maybe he got too comfortable. But more importantly, what is that power that he has? Well, Gogeta says he has a few more minutes before this fusion runs out. He's controlling the power pretty well, so maybe they could at least fight for a bit? You know, just to see what that power is that they're dealing with. Gohan's a bit beat up from fighting Frieza before, and a bit worn out due to that, but sure, they could fight for a bit. Especially because Gohan needs something to take his anger out on. Gogeta chuckles. He's not in a good mood, huh? That'll be even better. The fight will be more fun that way. A very short battle ensues. Gogeta powers up to his fullest, going into Blue Evolution, even trying to use Kaioken on top of it. This will use a ton of power, but still, it's worth it. The two exchange some blows, and as they're about to end this with a final clash, right before they connect with each other, Gohan drops back into base, and Gogeta diffuses. With all of them laughing. Well, they could at least try that again later. Whis and Bulma watch on from nearby, with Bulma a bit terrified, and Whis happy too. Beerus is probably going to like to hear this. And with that, we leave off here from now. What'd you guys think about this part, and what's going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys think. As usual, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it shows me you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.